Again, this is Carrie calling from the Traverse City office. Fred is out on road tour this morning out to our Leland County offices, so he will not be able to attend. Before we get started going over CBExchange and the listing management module, I just wanted to give a shout out to a few people. We have a few new admins in our wonderful company. We have Tommy in our Newaygo office. Welcome. Melissa with our Petoskey office. I had the pleasure of meeting her yesterday. She was here in Traverse City yesterday and today. We have Jill in our Fremont office. Charity from Sheboygan, who was also in town. Ray from Charlevoix, who was here as well. And then Deb in Grand Haven. So welcome to all of you guys. We're super happy to have you part of our team. And if I have forgotten anybody that is new, please shoot me a note and let me know. But I think I covered everyone. We've been growing so much lately, and it's wonderful. Also, I just wanted to say congratulations to Becky Ewing out of our Grand Rapids office. She is the admin at 28th Street, and she did earn the wonderful distinction of being admin of the month for May. So congratulations to Becky. I do see that you're on, so I just wanted to give you a special shout out and thank you so much for all your hard work and let you know that we really appreciate everything you've done for the company. So good morning, everyone. We are going to talk about CBExchange and the listing management module. There are two wonderful PDFs that the corporate has turned out to go over CBExchange. They're kind of like a marketing piece. The first one you can see here on your screen kind of goes over the different pieces of CBExchange. And then they have another one here that kind of goes over the same information in just a little bit of a different feel. It's called Meet CBExchange. So these are two great PDFs to print out and have available for your agents. I will be loading them into Online Office as well as emailing them out to everyone. So look for those after the call and get those out and up in your offices if possible. We did get a note from Budge Husky, and it went out to all the agents, I believe, last week. And they did mention that CBExchange is really going to be like a social media website. For everybody that gets into Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram every day, CBExchange is going to have that same feel. And the reason why they're doing that is because they're going to make a concerted effort to stop sending so many email out to our agents. So they really want to push both agents, staff, managers, everyone to log into CBExchange daily. You will get notifications up here on the little bell of any new information that comes out. And you also will have everything new in your Exchange feed. So they're going to be pushing all of their news, all of their content, their marketing materials, everything is going to be pushed through CBExchange. And you're going to notice that the amount of email that they send out from corporate is going to decrease. So we do ask that you do log into CBExchange at least once a day just to check out anything that's new in there. That way, if you guys are aware of what's going on, you can let your agents know what's going on. So the easiest way to get into CBExchange is to use the pass-through from Online Office. And I apologize for that. I was logged in earlier and it did time me out. So from the dashboard here at the bottom, you'll see the Coldwell Banker Exchange link. If you click on that, it should auto-log you in. If it does not log you in the first time, please clean out the cookies on your browser. Close your browser and reopen it. Sometimes something gets stuck in that memory that causes it not to log you in correctly. If you've done that and it still won't log you in, let me know. There's a few things that we can check to make sure that that link through is working properly. So once you log into CBExchange, again, you'll see your little bell there with the little one, very reminiscent of a Facebook, that little red one that lets you know that you have a notification. And then also on your feed, you will have new things in your Exchange feed here. What we're going to talk about today is tasks. So when you click on tasks, you'll see a list. Some of you may have just a few things, some of you may have more things. What we're going to talk about today is manage office listings. Because we're logging in as admins, of course, it's going to always say office listings. If an agent's logging in, it's just going to say manage listings because, of course, they only have the ability to view their own. But us as admins have the ability to view everybody in our office. So if you don't see that tab under your tasks, or if your agent doesn't see manage listings under tasks, you want to add that to your task list. You do that by clicking on the cog in the upper left corner and clicking on tasks. Everything that's blue check marked is what shows up in your task list. So we did talk about before Express Docs and print marketing materials. That is that blue check box. So for today, you want to make sure that you have the Manage Office Listings, or for your agent, if they're not viewing it, just Manage Listings checkbox. And as you can see, it is actually grayed out for my status because corporate is telling me that I absolutely should have that in my tasks, so they've chosen it for me. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure if that will be the case for everybody or not. So if you already have it on there, great. But do know if an agent wants to view that and they don't have that on their tasks, to go to that cog and click tasks and make sure it's checked. So to navigate back to our home screen, we're going to go ahead and click on the little house. Because I have my settings set up to have my feed be default, I do have to click on tasks again, but you can change that. If you want to view tasks first, you can change that in your settings over here. So we want to click on Manage Office Listings, and because we all know how it sometimes runs very slow, I've already have it open, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on over here where Listing Management. Now, a lot of you will notice that this looks exactly like the listings module in Crest, and it absolutely is. This is just linking you through a different way. So if you were to log into Crest and click on the listings tab, it's going to look exactly the same for you as the admin. This is something a bit newer for the agents to have access to, so that's why we did want to go over it. So why listing management is important. If an agent has a listing on coldwellbanker.com, and it is incorrect. A lot of times we know that clients don't understand that we have a 24 to 48 hour feed time frame from the MLS to Online Office to coldwellbanker.com. So we all know if we change something in the MLS, it could take that 24 to 48 hours to change live on coldwellbanker.com. We do have the ability to expedite that change, and that's from the listing management module. So say you've changed the price in MLS. That price change from the MLS will feed to Online Office under Properties, which feeds CBEgreatlakes.com, or for those in Ohio, CBHunter.com. This works the same way for both regions. Once that price change hits here, it then has to be fed over to Crest, or the Listing Management module, which is the same module. From there, it feeds over to coldwellbanker.com. So as you can see, depending on time frames and when the price change hit, it can take quite a while to get over to coldwellbanker.com. The way to expedite that, if we're dealing with a client that would like to see the change immediately, is to do it in the listing management module. So you do want to make sure that it is correct in Online Office, because if you change something in the listing management module, but it's not in Online Office, the next time Online Office feeds over, it'll overwrite your changes. So you do want to make sure it is correct on the front end, which was the MLS first, and then Online Office. But you can change it in the Listing Management module so that it will feed coldwellbanker.com faster. So the way that you do that in the Listing Management is you can see all the listings here. So this would be all the company's listings. You guys will see every listing in your office, and then your agent will view all of their own listings. So you can see it gives it some weird listing ID that we don't really need to concern ourselves with because the system just automatically assigns that. The MLS numbers here, the status, property address, and this last updated by. This will tell you how this listing was last updated. So Team Where to Live is the feed from Online Office. So all of these were fed over automatically, and it tells you when. So they were actually updated this morning as of 8:14 a.m. This one came across. It then shows you your media count, 25 photos, 0 videos, 0 virtual tours. So to make a change on this listing, you just simply click on the blue listing ID link. It'll show you a preview of your listing. You want to scroll all the way to the bottom and hit update. And then of course we see our slowly moving blue bar up at top. And then this pops up here. We have a known issue that we've been struggling with, and I'm not sure if Marquette is on, but she can attest to this. If Christine's on, she knows that the mapping doesn't always come across correctly. Even though it views correctly, sometimes it gets messed up. So it is a known issue that corporate has been working on. So if you have a pinpoint on your map, your geocode that's incorrect, you can come in here onto the map to change that, but do know that it's not always feeding over to coldwellbanker.com correctly. If that does happen though, please shoot me an email with that information so that it's more fodder to give to corporate to have them fix this. They are working on it, but the more errors that we can show them, the faster it'll happen. So here's our listing, property type, property subtype, all of these categories you see here. So anything can be changed, added, updated. You have features here. And we did have a very strange occurrence happen 2 weeks ago where a home that had absolutely no elevator, it did not have an elevator, did not say elevator anywhere in the MLS or online office, and for some reason when it populated into Crest it was showing an elevator. So we had to come into this listing management module to take that feature out so that it would come off of coldwellbanker.com. So there's just another reason why sometimes you will have to get in here to mess around with the listing management module. Here's your price. Date listed expires, all this information, your MLS number, the listing agent, your description here, which you can see was last updated by Team Where to Live, which is online office. And if you need to update anything in the remarks, you just need to click on the little pencil and that'll give you the edit screen. And then here are your photos. If you do make any changes, you do need to scroll all the way down to the bottom and hit submit. That'll save any changes that you've made to that listing. Now, typically within a 2 to 3 hour time frame, those changes will then show on coldwellbanker.com. So now that we see this listing here, it says that it was last updated by me. So it's no longer Team Where to Live. However, the next time the online office feeds over, it'll overwrite my changes if they're different from what it says in online office. So you do want to make sure that anything in online office is the same as to what you're changing in the listing management module. Okay, well that's all I have for you today. Let's see if there's any questions. Yes, thank you, Angie. She mentioned that that's also where you can add a co-list agent. So if you have 2 agents listing a property, it'll show up in online office, but our feed currently is not set up to push that over to Crest. So if you are in the listing management module, you can add that co-list agent so that it will then reflect on coldwellbanker.com and then be pushed over to Zillow and such. And you do that down here under the sales associate information. You can see the first one came through. You just click add sales associate, start typing their name, it'll autofill, and then make sure you save your changes. So thank you for pointing that out, Angie. Ginger has a problem with hers. It does not say manage office listings, it just says manage listings. So Ginger, that's probably a setting that we need to fix somehow in Crest. So I will get with you after the call to make sure that is corrected. If any other admins having that issue, let me know, shoot me an email and we'll get that fixed. Janie, an agent can make changes to their own listings. If they're in CBExchange and they click Manage Listings, they're going to get this management module and they'll be able to view their own listings and they can then make changes on their own listings. Question, are you having issues with cropped pictures ending up being uploaded for some listings using CBExchange? Brian, I've not heard of this issue yet. It may be a sizing issue, that there's some sort of miscommunication between Online Office and Crest. Which is the listing management module, but I've not heard of that. So if you could shoot me a quick email and give me some MLS numbers and I can research that further. My email is Carrie, CARRIE .SKOM as in Mary, P as in Paul, @ CBGreatLakes.com, and I will go ahead and research that further.